Hello, I'm Sarah from Motolegends, and today I'm going to talk to you about motorcycle boots for ladies. We have a few. Now, all of these are boots that are made specifically for motorcycling. So whether they're the most expensive Daytona boot or whether they're the TCX trainer boot, they all have certain safety things built into them. So even on this boot, you have a hardened toe and a hardened heel, and you have strength in the sole. This is really important, so it'll stop you crushing your foot. There's a strength that stops this twisting or compressing. They also are tested for abrasion resistance and also for cut. So even when a boot looks like a normal fashion boot, it is actually made specifically for motorcycling. Now, I'm just going to talk through these very briefly so that you can see the range that there is available. This boot is actually 15 years old. It's my boot. It's a Daytona Lady Star. It's a great boot. It's an expensive boot. So really, it's only going to be suitable for people who are doing reasonable amounts of touring or commuting. Now, what is great about this boot is it has a 6cm heel in it. So when I am on tiptoe on a bike, I'm actually flat-footed. So that's a great boot if you are if your bike is quite tall or you are slightly shorter, or a combination of the two. Anyway, so this boot, I'm sure Daytona's a name that everybody knows. What's great is you can send it back to Daytona. They can replace the gear change. They can resole it. These will last you a lifetime. An investment, but they'll last you a lifetime. In a similar mould, so in what I would call a traditional touring motorcycle boot, there's options from TCX and from Former. The TCX one is nice. It's a slightly more delicate version of the Lady Star. Also has a 6-inch raised heel in it. There's the Former, which has a laminated waterproof membrane. And there's this Former, which I rather like because it's a bit off-roady, great grip on the sole, but just a nice look if you tucked leggings into it. Now, on all these boots, they're going to be great in the winter because they're fully waterproof, and you really need a longer boot in the winter to make waterproofing work, because if you've got a waterproof trouser over a short boot, it's just easy for the rain to get up and inside and into your boot. So in winter, I would suggest these are going to keep you drier and warmer. Now, in terms of all these other boots, some of them you might describe as pillion boots. They still have all the safety features, because if you're a pillion, you may still need those safety features, but some of them do not have a gear change, and some of them have too much of a heel to be easy to ride on a bike. Now, the gear change, you will wear through the leather, or you'll wear a mark in the leather if you're changing gear without a gear change patch. It also can be uncomfortable. Depends really on the bike, the gear lever, your foot, and all sorts of things. There are certain brands that supply you with one of these, which you're supposed to put on the boot before you go out. And then, I guess you're supposed to make sure it doesn't fall off while you're riding. And then when you get to your destination, I'm not sure whether you're supposed to take it off, get your hands dirty, put it in your pocket, and then get it out again later. I don't know who invented that. Not, in my opinion, worth having. Anyway, so on the short boots, again, they are all strengthened, toe, heel, sole, and some of them have lesser or greater degrees of ankle resistance, of ankle protection rather. This boot is another Daytona, a shorter version, still got some strengthening in the shin, and a very nice boot, again, with a bit of a lift in it. So just a more wearable version of the Lady Star. These, and I have a pair of these, very nice boot. This is a rocker boot. Again, at probably the expensive end of the short boots, but a lovely boot. Takes a bit of commitment. You need to wear this boot in. It's made of really strong leather. It's really comfortable when it's worn in. I thought I'd worn mine in. I then had to walk to the office 2 miles and I had blisters, but I had finally then worn it in. Just beautiful to wear. These I'll actually wear when I go to things like trade shows. I'll wear these all day because they're so comfortable to walk in. They do, rather a statement piece, which I think I would wear out, but probably not wear on the bike. Now, the issue with heels and the bike is if you are changing gear on a motorbike and you have feet of a lady's size, you sit with your gear lever here, you try and change gear, and you have to move your foot forward and change gear, because normally the gear lever is about here. So it is awkward to change gear with a heel. But if you're a pillion or if you're just going out, it's a beautiful boot. This Lady Blend from TCX is one of our most popular boots. Really easy to wear, comfortable out of the box, waterproof, all the protection that you would need, but a very comfortable boot to wear. A similar boot from Helston's, nice leather interior. All these are waterproof. This one I would describe as a TCX Boulevard, pretty much a pillion boot because of the heel and because of the lack of gear change, but a nice comfortable boot to wear. Looks like you're just wearing a normal boot, but gives you the protection of motorbiking. So great with jeans, great if you're just going out for the day. Star Martin have done a rather nice version of that does have the gear change and a slightly lesser heel, so probably more wearable as a rider rather than a pillion. Another couple here, again, a Falco boot. Looks like a normal fashion boot, but again with the strengthening that you would expect from a motorcycle boot. And lastly, another Helston's version, lastly a couple of trainers. Now, these are way more protective than going out in a normal trainer, but in truth, they are not as protective as having a proper motorcycling boot. So I would say these are for days out, lunch out, pootling around, not really for a full-on touring over the continent. This still has a waterproof membrane, but it's going to be compromised by the height. So if you are out, you will probably get rain splashing up from the ground. This one has a waterproof treatment, but is no waterproof membrane. All of these have a waterproof membrane. Now, this is our array of boots. Oh, there's one more, I forgot. Anyone who knows me well knows you need a red shoe in your wardrobe. So this is a nice boot from Star Martin. They only do it at present down to size 38, which is size 5, which luckily is my size, but I will be petitioning them to make smaller sizes because they're a very beautiful boot. And I'm also working hard. Star Martin are going to bring in this boot down to sizes 36, and TCX are bringing this boot in smaller sizes. So we have lots of options for you. If you are size 36, which I think is a 3, up to 41, pretty much everything is available. If you're smaller than a size 3, so if you're a size 2, it's a slightly more limited choice, but still plenty there. So thank you for watching. That's just some of our selection of boots for ladies for motorbiking. If you want to subscribe to our channel, then click below. You can sign up to email bulletins. If you want to shop with us, it's motolegends.com, or come and visit us in Guildford. We work hard to make sure we've got a great selection of ladies' gear, making you comfortable, safe and stylish on the motorbike.